Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening, and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Michael Germain. Today, the Holman Public Library hosted a jigsaw puzzle battle. During this free event, teams of up to 4 members each will compete to finish a 300-piece puzzle the fastest. The winning team was awarded a $30 gift card. Warm up with a cup of hot coffee, grab a donut, and enjoy an hour of playful competition. The Adult Services librarian told us her favorite part of the event.
I love that this event draws all people. Regardless of age or gender, all people come and the whole community comes together and just enjoys the time together.
We'll have something to do when it's cold outside.
For us, we're getting the tail end of it. Official sunset was about 20 minutes ago, but still a nice, very scenic view. A little bit of cloud cover to our north and east, closer to a system. For us, it's mainly clear skies right now. We're in the 30s for most spots. Now look at Eau Claire, Ladysmith 24 right now versus 32 La Crosse. Viroqua was at 28, Prairie du Chien and Boscobel low 30s right now. We've got that wind. That's adding to chill, anywhere from 15, 20, 25 miles an hour. These are steady winds that we're talking about. Not going to sound about 10 degrees. Here's your evening. Plan accordingly. La Crosse making our way into the 20s with a west breeze, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Eau Claire, actually, we're probably going to pick up a few degrees as we get later on in the evening under mainly clear skies. We have some milder temperatures to talk about, generally dry. And we're also going to be windy for a little bit here, too. I'll get into that in detail. Your full forecast is less than 10 minutes away. Michael?
Thanks, Jeff. Well, this afternoon, the La Crosse Area Heritage Center hosted the Enduring Families Project in honor of Black History Month. News 8's Now, Shaquille Davis was there and has more on this story. Good evening, Shaq.
Mike, this event told the stories of 3 historical local African Americans in a theater-styled format to educate the city of La Crosse on their Black history. George Edwin Taylor, Nathan Smith, and Lydia Moss all had their stories told today by 3 actors at this event sponsored by La Crosse County Historical Society. This presentation gave light to these Black residents who lived in La Crosse in the 19th century. Taylor was actually the first African American to run for president. Smith was his foster father, while Lydia Moss owned her own barbershop back in the day. Rebecca Mormon Krieger, who was the historian for the Enduring Families Project, says this knowledge is crucial to the present-day citizens of La Crosse.
When we look at the past for La Crosse, there was a large African American population here. And people need to know that the Black Literary and Debating Society women in La Crosse and the Black barbers in La Crosse were substantial groups.
Rebecca continues in saying these groups provided for the welfare in the community. She also said that her research found that 300 young people came to the Black barbershops in La Crosse to learn how to become a barber. I'll have more on this story at 10. Mike?
Thank you, Shaq. Well, a Pizza Hut employee in Milwaukee is accused of killing his manager and then leaving his body in a trash can behind the restaurant earlier this month. 31-year-old Kevon Ingram is now being charged with first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse, among other charges. According to a criminal complaint, Ingram shot his manager, Alex Stengel, in the head in the kitchen. Ingram was then captured on surveillance camera struggling to bring the garbage can with Stengel's body to the dumpster. Investigators revealing the kitchen floor had been cleaned recently, but they found blood on a sink, mop handle, and light switch. Ingram's girlfriend says he has plans to get a settlement of $7,000 that Stengel just received. He is being held on a $200,000 bond. First Lady Jill Biden made a stop in Green Bay, Wisconsin Friday to highlight President Biden's education policies. But as Brady Meyer reports, local Republicans say Biden's policies aren't as effective as the First Lady wants people to believe.
Shortly after First Lady Jill Biden landed at Austin Straubel International Airport Friday afternoon, she made her way to the Rail Yard Innovation District to tout the president's accomplishments in education.
Transforming education reimagining middle school and high school classrooms and turning them into places that students can try out different careers, explore their interests, and discover how to turn those interests into good paying jobs.
The First Lady's remarks and preceding roundtable discussions with students and local leaders look to highlight the way President Biden's policies and use of funds are improving career-based learning in Northeast Wisconsin. That includes new jobs and the development of more intern and apprenticeship opportunities.
President Biden is your partner in these efforts, and he knows that education is about setting students up for success in life. His vision for education involves students learning not only in a traditional classroom, but also outside in the community and on the job.
While the First Lady says public education is thriving, Wisconsin's Republican Party thinks otherwise.
Wisconsin has lost 6,000 manufacturing jobs since last February, with 72% of employers in this state saying that they have lost confidence or they're having trouble hiring during the Biden administration.
GOP Chairman Brian Schimming shared his belief the entire reason for the First Lady's visit is political.
The truth of all of this is the Biden administration has failed Northeast Wisconsin and the state as a whole. That's why they have to repeatedly come back here. They're asking the people of this state not to believe their own lying eyes, but to what they tell them on any number of issues.
The First Lady's visit comes after an announcement last month. The U.S. Department of Education is granting Wisconsin $1.5 million for career-connected high school programs.
Coming up on News 8, former President Donald Trump has been fined $355 million. There's international outrage over the death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Stay with us. That's up next. Former President Donald Trump gets hit hard in the wallet. On Friday, a judge handed down a nearly $355 million fine towards Trump and his namesake companies in the New York civil fraud case. Trump will also have to pay millions in interest on that total from his Florida Mar-a-Lago estate Friday night. Trump said he's the victim of those trying to attack his presidential campaign.
These are corrupt people. These are people that shouldn't be allowed to do the things they do. And they're using this as weaponization against a political opponent who's up a lot in the polls. Listen, a fine of $355 million for doing a perfect job, for having paid back a loan with no defaults, with no problems.
Trump is banned from serving as an officer or director of any New York corporation or other legal entity in the state for 3 years. His adult sons, Eric and Donald Jr., are barred for 2 years. Trump and his attorneys say they plan to appeal. Well, there's international outrage over the death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Yesterday, the prominent critic of Vladimir Putin died today in a Russian penal colony where he was serving a 19-year prison term on politically motivated charges. CBS's Weijia Jiang is at the White House where the president is blaming Putin.
President Biden says he's outraged over the death of Alexei Navalny, a fierce political rival of Vladimir Putin. Russian officials claim 47-year-old Navalny collapsed after a short walk inside a Siberian prison and died shortly after.
Make no mistake, Putin is responsible for Navalny's death.
The president praised Navalny for fighting against the corruption that ultimately claimed his life.
He was so many things that Putin was not. He was brave, he was principled.
Just yesterday, Navalny appeared well during a video-linked court appearance, even laughing and making jokes with the judge. Navalny grew popular after he ran for mayor of Moscow in 2012 and denounced the election as rigged. He called Putin's party one of crooks and thieves, but his courage to speak out was costly. In 2017, he was assaulted with a green dye that left a serious chemical burn in his right eye. 2 years later, he was jailed for organizing unauthorized protests, then suddenly became sick. Navalny suspected he was poisoned with a nerve agent. And in 2020, doctors confirmed he was poisoned again after he plunged into fits of agony aboard a flight forced to make an emergency landing in Siberia. After making a dramatic recovery, Navalny told 60 Minutes he was certain who was to blame.
You have said you think that Mr. Putin's responsible.
I don't think, I'm sure that he's responsible.
Mourners across Russia paid their respects, though Moscow officials warned against protesting. In 2022, Navalny made a video to his millions of followers in case he turned up dead. If they decide to kill me, he said, it means that we are incredibly strong. Hours after his death was reported, Navalny's wife Yulia spoke at a security conference in Germany, where many world leaders are gathered. She told them she almost canceled her appearance, but then thought about what he would have done in her place. On Wednesday, Navalny posted a Valentine's Day message to her, writing, "I feel that you are with me every second, and I love you more and more." President Biden says the U.S. is considering a number of options for consequences in response to Navalny's death. He also says that he hopes it will convince House Republicans to quickly pass more aid to Ukraine, which has been at war with Russia for nearly 2 years. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, the White House.
Coming up on News 8, a Kansas City Chiefs jersey autographed by Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift will be auctioned off for charity.
Our longer range outlook looks pretty good. Milder weather ahead. How mild? I'm going to show you. I'll have that coming up swiftly.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Pop culture's power couple is giving a garment to a good cause. A Kansas City Chiefs jersey autographed by Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift will be auctioned off for charity. The jersey also comes with a picture of the future NFL Hall of Famer and the singer-songwriter. Right now, the current price tag is more than $3,000. The Guelph Wish Fund for Children is offering the signed shirt. The Ontario-based organization raises money for area children with major illnesses or life-altering injuries. Bidding, which can be done in person or online, ends Saturday. Now it's time to bring in First Warn meteorologist Jeff Andrews at a look at our forecast. Good evening, Jeff.
Good evening, Michael. I appreciate a good sunset. We had a nice one today. This is what is left of it right now. Official sunset was like about a half hour ago. We had an improvement with our high temperatures today. Look at the variation, though. La Crosse 36 versus Eau Claire 26. Eau Claire was getting a lot of flow out of the northwest versus La Crosse more west-southwest. Thus the variation. 33 Black River Falls for high. Sparta hit 35 today. Viroqua 30, 33, and Prairie du Chien right now we're at 32. The feels like our wind chill, because we have a 16-mile-an-hour wind right now. Look at the gusts, close to 30 miles an hour. That's going to continue too. Eau Claire at 24 right now, feels like 14. The wind's a little lighter still, about a 10-mile-an-hour breeze. It's generally in the 15-20-mile-an-hour range. Most spots right now, you can see the different flow, more of a west-southwest versus more of a westerly flow now as you go further north, or northern viewers. Maximum wind gusts today, check this out, anywhere in that 35 mile-an-hour range. I see a few spots that got closer to 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts today. Point is, it was pretty breezy and added that wind chill. We did have some cloud cover. Here's where I'm seeing the cloud cover right now. It has to do with a system to our north and east. For us, it's mainly clear skies right now. We're getting somewhat of the outflow, thus a little bit of that cloud cover, but really any kind of activity, it's pretty minimal, is to our north and east. As I take you a little further into the week, on our Monday, there is a low right here, but all we get out of it is a little bit of cloud cover on Monday. And here's our isolated chance of maybe seeing some rain on Wednesday morning. Better chances that rain, something substantial, it's going to track to our south on Thursday. So it looks like a dry stretch for us. The rest of your weekend, we cloud up towards daybreak tomorrow. Cool. But then we start to see the sunshine and we warm up in the afternoon. Nice finish to our weekend. All right, the rain chances once again, perhaps Wednesday, maybe into Thursday. It's very isolated in nature at best for us. So once again, a dry stretch. Tonight, mainly in the middle 20s across the area. Cloud cover may hold us up a little bit. 26 La Crosse, Trempealeau, the same for the overnight low. 22 Eau Claire, not much further. Lansing 26, about 25 for the overnight low for Prairie du Chien. Here's our day tomorrow. A lot of sunshine. Making our way towards 40 with a west-northwest wind. The steady winds about 10 miles an hour. So we're going to have that chilly breeze as well. Over the longer stretch, pretty good chunk of the U.S. This color right here, that's 80 to 90% certainty that we're going to be above average, taking us in to the early portion of March. Yeah. 40 tomorrow, a little bit breezy. We're going to drop down to 21 Sunday night into Monday. Monday, President's Day, Washington's birthday, a high of 45. Then we're going to warm up on Tuesday up to 50, a mild day. Wednesday with that whopping 20% chance of precipitation, a high of 53. Then a cold front, Michael, is going to drop us back a bit as we get later on in the week.
We were so spoiled here in Wisconsin with those temperatures. Now you got the wind coming in. It's chilly. It's just not.
I know, it is kind of biting, really. It just gives me something else to complain about.
It's definitely starting to feel more like winter approaching, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. But we're headed the right direction. A little bit of a warmth. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Jeff. Coming up in sports, a big day on the mat. Area wrestlers look to punch their ticket to states. Kate has the highlights after the break.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
Welcome to News 8 Now Sports. I'm Kate Overton, and we had a big day for our area wrestlers as they had the chance to qualify for state. West Salem High School was the site for some Division I sectionals. Only the top 2 move on in D1, which made for some great action. Let's go there. Picking it up in the semifinals, Holman's Brock Needham survives at the whistle. He would advance, taking second place. Up at 138 pounds, Holman's Preston Crotteville in action late in the match, has his opponent on his back, gets the pin. He would take first place on the day and advances to state. At 144, Toma's Cameron Finch up big late in the match, gets the takedown here, and that's a tech fall. Finch would go on to take first on the day. Brett Plomidal representing West Salem Bangor getting the back points here. He's moving on after taking second place. Onalaska's Jackson Hughes entered today with just 1 loss on the season, up just 1 late in the third, but finally season opening. Defense turns to offense, gets the takedown, eventually gets the back points, and Hughes is on to the state tournament. At 190, La Crosse's Jaden Dallo locking in the pinning combination, and that was all he wrote. Dallo gets the win, but still has to win 1 more match before advancing. A lot of other guys not mentioned also made it to state, and a big congrats to everyone. We also had a couple of our girls teams, couple of our area's girl wrestlers qualify for the state tournament. The Holman girls team advances 7. Amelia Adams will be representing La Crosse. Bowie and Mason will represent Toma, and Emily Anderson will represent West Salem Bangor. All right, switching gears to college basketball. Badgers looking to build some momentum, but they've got another tough road game down in Iowa City. Wisconsin taking on my alma mater, the Iowa Hawkeyes. First half, Badgers up big. Stephen Crowell, nice pass over to A.J. Storr. He throws it down. Wisconsin goes up 13. But Iowa would come all the way back. We're tied up with 1 minute to play. Tyler Wall lays it in. Badgers up 2. But Iowa would answer on the inbounds. Tony Perkins taking it to the hoop and scoring. We're going to overtime. In overtime, Storr driving through the defense, gets the layup to go. Badgers up 3, but Iowa would tie it again. And then with 10 seconds left, Perkins working the paint, somehow gets the shot to fall, and the Hawkeyes take down the Badgers 88-86 in overtime. All right, number 4 Marquette on the road taking on number 1 ranked UConn. First half action, tie game, but Oso Ighodaro showing off the moves, puts up the floater and knocks it down. Golden Eagles lead, but that would quickly change. Second half, Huskies up 19. 3-pointers off, but Marquette can't get the rebound, and UConn makes them pay. Throws it down. Marquette doesn't even come close in this one. UConn gets the win 81-53. All right, that's all for sports. I'll have a lot more tonight at 10, so be sure to tune in. We'll be right back.
Glad you're with us. A breezy night. It's going to be on the chilly side. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine up to 40. Now, keep in mind, 33's about normal this time of year. So we have a nice mild stretch for us. So enjoy the sunshine too, guys.
Awesome. Looks good.
Looks perfect. Thanks, Jeff. We want to thank you so much for watching News 8 Now. We'll see everyone at 10.